So, welcome to the channel. I'm so glad to be back. This week has been full of a lot of moving. I was supposed to come on yesterday to do Women Rock Wednesday, but because of this week has been a very busy week, a lot of going and coming, and I just was not able to come on like I wanted to yesterday for Women Rock Wednesday. And that's like my favorite day, to come on. During Women Rock Wednesday, I usually talk about like character education, and I call it palace etiquette, assisting kingdom women with the proper way to walk in the kingdom of God, okay? But I was not able to do that yesterday, so I guess I'll be back next Wednesday to continue, okay? But something very exciting did happen yesterday. A type of release or shift happened yesterday. If you follow this channel, then you remember Monday I said was the end of a cycle, and the end of a cycle, and then a new beginning, which was that following day. And then Wednesday, I actually felt the shift. Let me know in the comments if you felt it as well. And I'll talk about it a little bit more, as we go on. So there was a huge release to happen yesterday, and there has been a lot of turbulence this week. And this transition, this shift, this release of some things is why, okay? And on top of that, my family is dealing with, these allergies and sinuses and coughing and, just all type, everything's happening this week. But anyway, that's a part of the transition, the turbulence. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. March 12th, 2025, which was yesterday, a huge release happened. Now, I won't give you the dream that confirmed this because it's a little gross, okay? But I understood what God was saying. And a removal of waste. Waste is a material substance that has been eliminated or discarded as no longer useful or required after the completion of a process. Remember, Monday ended a cycle or a process. Now, what does this waste consist of? Because you have to ask questions. This is how you lean in and seek the face of God. You're asking questions, and He said in His Word that if any man lack wisdom, ask for it, He'll give it to you. All right. So there was a removal of a lot of negative energy, negative things, our negative ways of thinking, our negative ways of responding to situations or things. Also, all of the effects that, the mindset, the negative mindset, things that come with these type of negative mindset. The way I found out what this waste consists of, like what it was, He gave me another dream. In the dream, everything that I have ever dealt with, negatively, was there. Everything. I was in my grandparents' home. Everything, every hang up, every sin, all of that was in my grandparents' home. So that let me know it was generational. Okay, that this wasn't all just something, that the sins that I put on myself. I was actually fighting generational curses. So that is a part of the waste or the removal or the release that happened on March 12th, 2025. I seen the spirit of death, like I said, generational curses, toxic relationships, and the effects that it had on me, or my family, or us. Basically, to just sum it all up, sins of my father's house. That's what I was released from. That's what the release was for or from on yesterday. The cycle of the generational things, the sins of my father's house, ended on Monday. And you really just have to be in tune and use your discernment and allow God to reveal these things to you, because if you just go on about your way, not knowing what's going on in the spirit realm, you can miss it. Okay, just like these callings that are on our lives that the people before us did not pick up. It's just like a calling. All right, like the phone is ringing, ring, 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 ring. These are the mantles that are calling, ring, 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 ring. But you have to be close, have that relationship with God so that you can hear the call. But if not, then the call is just ringing. It's just ringing, waiting on somebody to pick up. Okay, that was good. So, excuse me. Sins of your father's house, fear, and all that fear brings with it. The unsettling, the insecurity, the unbelief. Fear brings stagnation. It prevents you from moving forward. There's many things that comes along with fear. As a matter of fact, fear is the root, to all of these things. So God is uprooting uprooting the thing that the enemy has been using to disrupt our lives. Okay, so this shift is really all about our faith. Okay, because if he's uprooting faith, then that means, if he's uprooting fear, then that means he's planting faith in us. Now you might say, well, how were those things useful at one point in time? Because even though it was rough, you were still learning. Okay, they were used as tools to shape you, to grow you, to mature you. So those things, the things that I just called out, are no longer needed. So God had to remove them from your life. And now we are moving to the next level. I hope this is making sense. So I'm telling you, this shift has everything to do with your faith. We have been elevated to the next level of faith. And it's needed to go to this next level. Like, we can't use the faith that we were utilizing in the past. Okay. He's taking us to another level, so we have to have another level of faith. You understand? Okay, there was a shift to a now faith. And I don't know if I made a note of this, but he was telling me yesterday that this now faith is also connected to like a blind faith. That, he may tell you to do some things that you may not have an explanation for. Okay? He just say, do it, and you just have to go. Okay? This is similar to a video I did a couple of weeks ago. It was talking about a movie that a lady was blind, and somebody had kidnapped her child, and this lady found her child even though she was blind. She was on foot and she was blind, and she walked across 3,000 square feet of water, and she was blind to find her daughter. Now that's the kind of faith that God has been working in us all this time. So even though those things, you may say, well, I didn't have anything to do with half of that stuff. I was fighting battles that my people before me couldn't finish, which is why they couldn't go into, the promised land. But it was Romans 8:28. It worked out for your good. All things worked together for your good. So it was needed. But now it is no longer needed. So he has removed it. Okay? The curse has been broken. It has been removed from your life. And you're going to know this because open heaven is going to begin to operate in your life. Things are going to start moving quicker. Things are going to begin to line up for you. Okay? So let's keep going talking about this faith, because we got to have this faith. All right, here we go. A shift to a now faith, which is connected to the blind faith. And we have to also understand that, faith is spiritual. Okay? Faith speaks to the spirit man. We were talking about this blind faith it speaks through the spirit man. So your flesh is not going to understand some things that God will have you to do. All right. So it's spiritual. We're still talking about the spiritual growth and maturity. All right. Faith is spiritual. It's not of the flesh. So if the Father tells you to do something, you can't look to your feelings or an explanation as to why or how. You know, or it doesn't feel right, or I don't think that's right. Hebrews 11:1. Now faith is the confidence of things hoped for and the assurance of things not seen. So this now faith is in confidence and it is assurance. Okay? And all the trials that you went through, all the hard times that you went through. Some people were homeless. You know, some had to bury your spouse, who dealt with custody battles. Just so many different things were going on in your life, and it was all needed. This confidence and assurance is about the ways and hand of God. Another thing about this shift is the establishment. God has been talking much about establishment, and I just believe that this is the year of establishment, and He has to establish our faith in order for us to receive or, go over into and maintain what God is pouring into our lives. Okay, He must establish our faith in order to maintain the promises of God. The establishment also includes fortification. Like our faith, our unshakable, our impenetrable faith is how He fortifies us. Okay, of course it is through the anointing, the grace of God, the mercy of God, His instruction, not by might, not by power, but by His Spirit, but He has to fortify us. Is it fortified? Yes, He has to fortify us in our faith so that we can maintain this, because a new level requires a new level of faith. Okay, Psalm 62:6 says, He only is my rock and my salvation. He is my fortress. I will not be shaken. And Psalm 125:1 says, those who trust in the Lord are as unshakable and as unmovable as mighty mountain Zion. So this is how He is. Remember, He's uprooting the fear, and He is replanting, replacing it with this great faith. And the roots of this faith are going down deep, and He is making us like trees planted beside the rivers of water, who brings forth fruit in its due season. Hold on. We are like the mighty oaks. Okay. Let's see, where did I stop? Unshakable, unmovable, mighty as Mount Zion. So this establishment is not only in, homes, because some people are waiting on their own home, new home ownership, land, and all this. But He is, not only in a place of residence or a home, but most importantly, from the inside out. Okay? So yes, He's giving homes. Yes, He's establishing you in your own home so that you can put your bags down and spread out and spread your, plant your roots, okay? And become like Noah for your family. Yes, all of that, that's important. But the most important part is how He is establishing us from the inside out, all right? This also speaks to the recent elevation and graduation into the honors class. I have a video talking about the honors class. You want to go back and watch that. Maybe I'll link it in the description somewhere, so you can go back and watch that. Honors class requires a different level of faith. It requires more of you, or a more mature, alert, aware, discerning, and focused version of you. Okay, when you're in an honors class, it's a bit more rigorous and intensive, and it's a little more fast-paced than when you just come from Okay, so he's a bit more fast-paced, okay, because you have went up a new level. And like Job, God recommended you. The Lord recommended you because he knew that you could do it. With his help, you could accomplish this thing. In honors class, one of the recommendations is one of your instructors has to recommend you or vouch for you. And guess what? The Lord recommended you. Okay? See, Satan can't just do whatever he wants to do without our Father's permission. And he said, have you considered my servant Job? You know? And he said the same with you. We're going to talk about this grace, and then we're going to wrap it up. Okay, so the Lord knows that this is not easy. So he is extending. Put a pin right there. I woke up to 555 on my phone. Have you been seeing that? Well, this could be your meaning, okay? And I saw it twice, and it was after the second time that he gave me the meaning. And I'm telling you, 555 could mean one thing in this season, but it can mean something else in a new season. You know, so it's not going to be the same all the time. Whatever he is trying to get to you or show you or inject into your life is going to be used for that season. Okay? And this 555, he instantly gave me the second time I saw it is grace, more grace, and grace abound. So you're going to need this type of grace in this next level that he is placing us into. What we have to understand is the grace of God is powerful, and it comes along with the favor of God, you know, the mercy of God. And grace is the God-given ability to overcome, to get past or to come out of something. And that's what this grace, this 555 is about. Grace, more grace, and grace abound. So he's going to give you that extra push, okay, that you're going to need to conquer this next level. So you just pray. Okay, let me give you this example. Just like the butterfly when it's in the chrysalis, okay, it only required a certain amount of strength for him to be in that chrysalis. But when it was time for him to break out and what he needed inside the chrysalis, he no longer needed outside of the chrysalis, because now the butterfly is learning to use its wings. And that's you. So you want to pray and thank you. You want to pray and tell God, thank you for being the wind beneath my wings. Thank you for strengthening my wings as I learn on this next journey. So he's going to walk you through. He's going to hold your hand. He's going to walk with you. He's going to guide you. And he will even carry you if he has to, because he is going to get you. He is going to make sure that you get to this next level. So this was a release of the things that no longer serve you. Okay, just remember the butterfly and the chrysalis. The butterfly breaking out of the chrysalis and growing new wings, gaining strength to fly. That's going to be a confirmation for somebody that watches this video. Okay, so we're going to end it here. And I just want to tell you thank you for watching. And like I always say, don't forget to encourage somebody today. Talk to you later.